Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Luke Jet back here with the Thoughts from the Bench podcast. I am joined by my co-host, only one tonight, Austin Guthrie. Austin, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well.
That's good. We're just about ready for Blackhawks hockey here. It's about 8:15, so we're not going to talk about the Hawks tonight, seeing as it's kind of pointless since anything we're going to talk about, could change.
15 minutes.
So, hopefully, when you're listening to this, Hawks won, even it up the series. But we're gonna start kicking off by the Chicago Bulls, who lost a tough one last night, huh?
That was a difficult one to swallow.
101-99, I believe, was the final score in overtime. Kirk Heinrich did not come up clutch at the end, missed several shots, and then at the end got fouled with 2.4 seconds left. Had a chance to make
tie the game.
Yeah, tie the game with free throws. Missed the first one, had to miss the second one intentionally, and the Wizards grabbed the rebound. So, is there any way the Bulls can get back in the series?
I think so. I mean it's going to be tougher to win on the road, definitely. But I think that the Bulls are a resilient team. Like I don't think that they're about to just give up, roll over, and get swept.
I agree with that.
I think that even if they win one over there, they can come back, win one at home, and then make a series of it. And I think definitely the Bulls. I think Noah can definitely play better.
Yeah.
Like I'm not. That's not to say that he had an awful game, but he did not have a defensive player of the year type game, much like game one. So
yeah, he had a big block, or not block, but a defensive play on Beal at the end of regulation. But
that was solid.
Yeah, I agree. I think Noah's going to have him fired up. I think the Bulls will win Game 3. I really do. If they want to win the series, I think they're going to have to win both games in Washington, and it's going to be tough. But this Bulls team has been resilient. They've overcame everything this year, and I think they can take two on the road, just like the Wizards took two in Chicago. And this Bulls team, has playoff experience on it. I think once the series goes deeper, the Wizards' young stars, Beal and Wall, are going to show their playoff rookie side, both of them. So, yeah, no pun intended, but
yeah.
Understand. Did you see the play with Taj Gibson and Nene at the end of regulation?
The tackle?
No, before the tackle.
Before the tackle. When was this?
The jump ball.
The tackle.
It was before the tackle.
The tackle that caused the jump ball. They called the jump ball.
Well, yeah, but after the jump ball, Nene and Taj went up for a tip, and while Taj was going up, Nene grabbed his arm. Did you see this?
I did not see that. Keep in mind, I was watching this at a gym, so
Taj went up with his hand, and Nene grabbed his arm down, and with his other hand tipped it back, causing the Wizards to get the last shot. And Joey Crawford sitting right there.
Of course.
Joey Crawford not on good terms with Chicago. Anybody.
Not our biggest fan, that's for sure.
Hasn't been for a while, but yeah. I think that's it. I mean, I don't have anything else to say really,
but really would like to see. I mean, obviously anyone can just look at Kurt and tell you, he should have made those two free throws, but I think it's hard to put a whole entire game on a player, especially someone that it's not often talked about, but he's been like almost a Bulls lifer. He spent how many years in between his
Kirk
two stints? Yeah.
He spent
I don't remember
like 2 or 3 years. He was in Atlanta. I think he was in Washington for a little bit, 2 or 3, 4 years, something like that.
And he's been stable. Like you have to also think about the fact that when he was signed as a backup. Nobody was like, here's the starting role. But with Derrick Rose and his injuries, we're not going to get into that. But
yeah, that's a whole nother topic. A long, drawn-out discussion on why people do not like Derrick Rose.
Saw a tweet the other day. It's pretty good. It was like Carmelo Anthony would have made those 2 free throws.
That's harsh. That is harsh.
That's a tough one to swallow. I definitely think the Bulls still have a chance. I think their chances dwindle because of the fact that they went 0-2 at home, but
they needed last night.
Yeah, I still think that they can do it. So
All right, we're going to jump into the NFL schedule. The Bears schedules got announced. And let's pull this up right here real quick. They open up in Chicago against the Bills, so that's always it's always a plus when you get to open up against the Bills.
They play 49ers following?
49ers at their new stadium next. If you want to go through there, find a game that catches your eye a little bit, you can check the times. There's a couple Monday night games in there. I think there's a Monday night game against the Saints. That'll be pretty interesting.
I think, well, I mean, obviously being a Packers fan, I always look forward to those games, and I have no, hatred of the Bears. I love the game. I think that the one game that really stands out to me, though, is going to be the 49ers, because everyone knows, I think it's pretty well known in the NFL that the 49ers just beat up on the Packers year in and year out. And I think that that's going to set the tone, and they're going to look at, they play the Jets afterwards. I believe the Packers play the Jets in week 2. So I think there's going to be a lot of early comparisons. I don't see any games where I'm like, oh, the Bears are going to get blown out here. I think
the Patriots won in New England.
They are playing. And that's before their bye week. And of course, you guys get 2 weeks to prepare against the Packers. Yeah. Why not?
Let's see this. I'll go through and
I think the Buccaneers with Lovie Smith there. That'll be
a nice storyline.
Yeah.
That'll be nice. So. Home against the Bills, win.
I would think so. I would hope so for the Bears' sake.
1-1 in San Francisco. I don't think we'll beat San Francisco.
I think you could, but I think it's unlikely. I think it's
especially
more
with
likely,
their new stadium.
Yeah.
Monday night.
I think it's more likely that the 49ers win. So I'll give 1-1.
2-1 at the Jets. Green Bay at home.
In Chicago, I'll give it to Chicago.
3-1 at Carolina.
That one's gonna be tough. I think that one might be the game where we see what Jared Allen is made of.
That's very true. The Bears could not. 2 years ago, I remember.
Oh.
Russell Wilson came out and just ran all over the Bears defense in Chicago. That. I think they
won that on the late. They won it on a late drive.
They were up 14. The Bears were up 14 points. Seattle comes down, scores 17 unanswered or something like that, and then the Bears somehow, I don't know why, but the Seahawks defense just said, "Hey, we're not going to guard Brandon Marshall on a post route," and he caught a 45-yard catch and put us in field goal range, and then they scored a touchdown in overtime. But I'll go 3-2. I think Cam's going to run all over our defense.
I would agree with 3-2. I think it's definitely.
It'll be a good game.
Yeah,
it'll be a good one.
I don't think that, like I said, I don't think that there's a game that I'm like, the Bears are going to lose by 20. Mm-hmm. The Bears' offense this year, as a Packers fan,
them in there.
I think that they have the best offense in the NFC North. Yeah. And I'd maybe go as far as say the best in the NFC.
Yeah, agreed.
So
in Atlanta,
I think that's a win.
Yeah, 4-2. Home against the Dolphins, 5-2.
Yeah.
At New England, 5-3.
Yeah, I'll give New England that one.
New England's pretty tough in Foxborough.
Yeah.
Then the bye week in Week 9 at Green Bay, I'll probably go 5-4. I don't see us beating Green Bay.
I think the Packers will win in Green Bay.
Home against the Vikings,
I would assume
6-3.
Yeah.
Or 6-4. I don't remember. Whatever. We'll just go through the schedule. Somebody can add it up at home. Home against Tampa Bay.
I think
that's
the Bears
a W.
will win that.
Yeah, that'll be Lovie Smith's reunion, as Austin mentioned earlier. In Detroit, I think. I think the Bears will win in Detroit.
I think the Bears are going to split against Detroit.
It's a different
But I think
team.
Detroit's going to win in Detroit. So
okay,
I'll do that one to Detroit.
Home against the Cowboys.
That's a tough one.
I
want to say the Bears, but
it's December. And Tony Romo.
It is. But you said that last year. Did they not play? Was it in December last year?
Yeah,
it was.
And Josh McCown had 5 total touchdowns. The Bears won on Monday night.
No, that was the game that Dallas won.
No, the Bears.
Oh, it was the Eagles that murdered the Bears.
Yeah. It was
okay.
Bad.
All right. I'll give that one.
That was our first crack at a division title.
That was okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I'll take that one. That's a W.
Yeah, I'll give that one to the Bears.
The Saints at home. I think the Bears can win that game. I think they can.
Home in Chicago?
In Chicago.
Okay.
I think the Bears can win that game. The Saints do not play good on the road.
But I think the same thing about a lot of like Carolina and Seattle, they're a beast in their own, like almost unbeatable in their own home.
Yeah.
But I think both those teams, along with the Saints, there's question marks when they're on the road.
Yeah, I think the Bears can win that game.
I'll give the Bears that one. I'll give them the win on that one.
Home against the Lions. W.
Like I said earlier, I think they'll win at home.
At Minnesota. W.
Yeah, in the Dome.
Okay, so I only have the Bears losing 3, 4, or 5 games. I think the Bears will win the division this year. I think the Packers will still win a wild card, but I think the Bears will win the division.
I would agree with that.
Right now, we're gonna play you an interview we had with ISU alum and current Iowa Energy forward Jackie Carmichael, and here is that. All right, here with Jackie Carmichael. Jackie, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good, guys. Glad to be back.
All right, Jackie was a starting power forward. Is that correct with the Iowa Energy?
Yes, that is correct. Yep.
How is that experience translate? Like, how is the difference between college and the D League?
Oh man, it was completely different. I mean, it was just like the pros. I mean, I think a lot of people see the D League as kind of not as good as or somewhat called NBA players, and I mean it has a lot of great NBA talent. I know a lot of the guys are very talented in that league, and I mean it's definitely a step up from college for sure. I mean the game's a lot faster. You have to adapt a little bit more. There's back-to-back games. There's the travel is a little bit worse than college actually, but I mean it's one of those things where it was a great experience.
Yeah, and you were overseas before that, correct? And
yeah, I was in Spain for 4 months, and then just differences between the team and me, and just ended up coming back to the States. But over there that was a great experience, and being in Spain and playing in one of the best leagues in the world was awesome.
yeah, how is the basketball overseas? Like, how is the difference between the two?
A lot different. A lot different. They definitely they treat you like a newbie, especially if you're a rookie, especially coming from America. they treat you like you never played basketball before, really. So I mean, it's kind of funny in a sense, but at the same time, you're kind of you want to kind of prove to them that you can kind of hold your own. So for the short time I was over there, I experienced probably playing in the best 2 arenas in Europe, in Real Madrid and in Barcelona.
Oh, nice.
So those were awesome experiences. But I mean the basketball is definitely very different from the United States for sure.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
What is it like for? I saw I follow the Iowa page on Twitter, and I see all these high scoring. Is that like weird now? Like, do you see like it just seems like there's so many more points. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah. I mean that was an adjustment actually, because I'm a defensive minded player.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see scores like 130 to 155, you're like, are people really playing defense? Well, I mean it's the fact that they're playing defense, but people are scoring at a high rate, because I mean every other shot is a make pretty much. I mean sometimes you can go 5 possessions without missing a shot, and
Jeez.
That adds up really quick. So I mean that was an adjustment, but I mean I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to play for a coach that was very defensive minded. So I think we probably held some of the teams in the lower scoring totals when they played us, but I mean we also fell into that group too, where we also did have some very high scoring games where we didn't play very good defense, and it kind of got away from us. It was 150 to 140 something. So
Yeah, that's my kind of league, just the chuck and rain offense kind of thing. Just everybody's just shooting.
Yeah, it's a lot of run and gun, but I mean, and that's where it's different from Spain too. Spain's a lot more set plays and stuff like that. So
Yeah. Who's the best player you played with, either overseas or on the Energy?
I would probably say on the Energy, I would probably say Otheus Jeffers or Patrick Christopher. Patrick Christopher didn't get called up, and I thought he was definitely deserving of it. I mean, I think he had like at the end of our last couple weeks, he was averaging like 40 something points, and he had like 50. He had 58 one game. So I mean, I think he's gonna you'll definitely see him in the NBA next year. But I would definitely say him or Otheus for sure.
Yeah, and Otheus got called up too, if I'm pronouncing the name right, correct?
Yep, that's his name. He got called up by the Spurs like middle of the season, and then we were getting ready to go to Rio Grande for our first playoff game, and he got called up by the Timberwolves while we were in the airport. So I mean, that's how crazy.
Oh, that's nuts.
That's how crazy the NBA is. So, I mean, you could be on a team one minute and off the team the next. So.
Yeah.
That's exciting. I was just gonna ask, how much do you talk to Tyler Brown, who is also in the D leagues in
Maine.
Yeah, I actually talked to him quite a bit. I mean, me and him probably, when he actually came from France back to Maine, he was on the team. He hadn't traveled with them yet, but the second time they came, I actually got to talk to him a little bit and stuff like that. So, he's doing great, and he just had a little boy last year. So,
good for him.
He's a new father and everything. So he was talking all about that. So he's doing really well.
Yeah, it seems like Tyler Brown's type of game in the D League. Just he's a good shooter, and I mean he could fit well in a system like that.
Oh yeah, I think he hung 38 on us. I was trying to tell the team like he's shooting. I'm like he's shooting. Obviously, they listened to me because he shot I think it was like 11 for 15 from 3 or something.
Oh wow, wow. Just like back at RBA back in the day, I guess.
Just like back at Redbird Arena, I tell you what, it looked just like a game from Redbird Arena.
Speaking of the Redbirds, did you make it to any games this year or see any on TV?
I made it to the DePaul game, and actually that was right when I came back from Spain. I made it to the DePaul game. I believe it was DePaul. Yeah, DePaul, and that was the only one. Everything else I followed on Twitter, or I would try and like catch online or something like that. But I stayed pretty in tune with how they were doing during the season and stuff for sure, especially when they went to St. Louis.
Yeah, it's always a good time down in St. Louis. But
yeah,
you played in the summer league with a couple of different teams, the Mavs and the Heat. How is that playing with the premier prospects and the draft picks? How was that experience playing with those guys?
It was great. I mean, it was definitely one of those things where it was an adjustment because they bring in 18 guys. So, I mean, if you really don't find your way in the rotation, it's going to be kind of hard for you when they're switching out guys here and there. But, just playing against the top talent was great. I mean, you get to play against all the draft picks who are drafted before you or, went undrafted. And, I mean, it's a great platform for a lot of players like myself. So, it was a great experience. Las Vegas went a lot better than Orlando. But,
Yeah.
I mean, I had a great time in both of those cities and, being able to work with those coaching staffs.
Yeah, I think in Las Vegas you had like a game where you had double-digit points, double-digit rebounds, and like 7 blocks or something like that. You had a huge game.
Yeah, I mean, I was just afforded the opportunity because one of the bigs he got like seafood poisoning or something.
Oh.
So I mean, if he doesn't get sick, you never know if I have that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the fun of kind of the summer league is you get these crazy opportunities and they can change your future for the rest of your life. So it's crazy.
Yeah, that's great. You got anything?
Yeah.
How much do you like communicate a lot with the Redbird team now? Like, I don't know if you know any of the guys, Reggie Lynch and all the new guys that came in since you left. Do you talk to them at all, or is that like you were here and they're here now type thing?
I mean, when I come back, I really talk to them. I try not to be that guy like the has-been who was.
Yeah, that never gives up.
Like the old guys, I'm not really about that. I'll find their own way because they don't want someone who's like coming back and trying to tell them what to do, and they kind of have to figure it out on their own. So I mean, when I come back, I definitely try to talk to them and kind of build a relationship with them. But I mean, the whole team was new, so normally you get a chance to build those kind of relationships as a freshman and a sophomore. And they would normally be seniors now, but I keep in touch with Nick Z, keep in touch with JJ, I keep in touch with a lot of the guys in the coaching staff. So
Yeah, that's good. Going forward now that we've hit the off season, what are your off season plans? Kind of like your workout schedule, when you're gonna get back, and if like any teams have contacted you yet, or does that happen after the playoffs are over?
yeah, I mean, my first plan is actually I'm here home for probably another couple days, and then I'm move up to Chicago and pretty much do what I did last summer. Work out in Chicago, just because it's a great place just to be able to work out the agencies there, and it's an easy place to travel from. And then as far as working out for teams, I have a couple teams which aren't confirmed yet, so I really can't talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I have 2 teams that are bringing me in, and just kind of seeing where that goes as far as summer league and stuff like that. So I mean, it's going to be hopefully a great summer.
That's huge. Have you been keeping up with the playoffs at all?
I have actually. So, but I've been, but for the most part, they've had me up late. I mean, a couple of them on overtime, double overtime. So, I think it's one of the best playoffs in a few years now.
Mm-hmm. LaMarcus Aldridge is a freak, isn't he?
Oh man, he's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, the things that he can do at 6'11". I mean, if he could dribble, I mean, he could be in contention for MVP.
Yeah, and that Kevin Durant shot, that and one, a 4-point play.
Unbelievable. Fell into the crowd.
I was done. I looked at it. I'm like, nope, that's not human. It didn't happen.
They lost that one, right?
Yeah,
they lost that game. That was just game 2, right?
Yeah, they lost in overtime.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, so yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable what he's able to do.
Yeah, I'm hoping our Bulls play against your Heat. That'd be kind of nice. It's always a good time.
And I hope the Heat do well, man. But I can't. Now that I'm at this level, it's kind of hard to kind of root them on if you're not kind of on the team. So
that's true.
I love to see. LeBron's my favorite player. I look up to him, so I'll be happy if they do well.
That's true. That's true. Okay. I know you've obviously the MVC ties with Doug McDermott. Do you have any thoughts on him going forward, like in a draft pick, seeing as he's the 5th highest scoring player in NCAA history now?
Man, I think he's going. I mean, he's definitely going to be top 10 for sure. I know. I'm actually going to see him this summer. He actually ended up signing with my agency. But I think he's a great player. I think in the NBA it's going to be fun to watch and see what he does, because I think he could be very elusive and hard to guard, or it could be the other way around. But I think he has a great shot. I mean, I think it's just nothing but up for him. I think he's barely reached his ceiling just from the way he's progressed through college. So I think it'll be fun to watch.
I hope he keeps rocking the T-shirt under the jersey.
Oh man, I hope so. I mean, that's his signature.
He's the best player I've ever seen rock a white T-shirt underneath.
The NBA might make him get rid of it though.
Oh, I hope not.
I don't know if that's against like the dress code, because they're real strict about it.
Yeah, I hope not. That's his signature look. I won't recognize him out there.
They might make him an exception.
I don't know. You got anything else?
I'm good.
You got anything? All right. Well, Jackie, thanks for coming on the show again. We appreciate it.
Hey, not a problem. Thank you for having me, man. It's always a good time hanging out with you guys.
No problem. We'll probably be in contact throughout the summer. See how you're doing.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, just hit me up, man. Good talking to you guys.
All right.
You
good
too,
talk.
man.
Thanks. And that was Jackie Carmichael, formerly of the ISU Redbirds and of the Iowa Energy. Could not be a nicer guy. I love having Jackie on the show, and he's always willing to come back.
He's definitely a man of great portions. He's I love talking to him. It's definitely a great follow on Twitter as well. So
correct. And everybody go follow him on Twitter. We'll tweet out his link, or we'll tweet out his handle with this link. So I think he can make an NBA team next year. That'd be nice. I mean, I'd be the first one to buy his shirt jersey if he did. So
I'd be there right with you. So I definitely think so. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that he will, but I think it's definitely possible. Like he has the work ethic, and he definitely has the body. So
especially with the ever turning NBA where defense is key.
Yeah.
You have to especially with the Bulls system. That'd be Tom Thibodeau's system would be great with the Bulls, but I don't know if the Bulls are in the market for a power forward, but he would be fantastic in a Bulls uniform.
Deal away maybe Boozer.
Well, Boozer's gone anyway after this year,
so we have a hole for power forward.
Taj, and then we're bringing over Miricic from Spain.
Oh, we do. I forgot about him.
Yeah, but maybe as a third. Maybe we'll always keep our hope open, but always good to have Jackie on the show, and he'll come back. So we'll do our final bullets here. For me today, of course, being a Cubs fan, it was kind of cool to see the 100th anniversary of Wrigley Field. He had a huge celebration at the corner of Clark and Addison. Unfortunately, the game did not go as planned. Kind of a accumulation of the 100 years. Cubs took a 5-2 lead into the ninth, and then gave up 5 runs in the ninth and lost 7-5. So, but they did wear Chicago Federals jerseys that were pretty cool.
Those shirts were the jerseys. Those were pretty awesome.
I thought it was kind of cool to see just the throwback. I like seeing the throwback. I love throwback jerseys. So,
and can we just say that we pour our hearts out for Jeff Samardzija?
Oh God, poor guy.
His run support has been non-existent.
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, leaves the game with a 5-2 lead, and the poor guy. I feel so bad for him. He's pitching great too. It's not like he's pitching bad, and Here, I got a little thing for you from Baseball Reference today. Justin Marge is the only pitcher in the last 100 years to go 7+ innings and allow 2 earned runs or fewer in his first 5 starts and not earn a win.
Way to go, Cubs.
So, yeah, Cubes. Austin, your final point.
My final point is, well, I'm just going to go with, I know this is a Chicago sports, but Packers start off in Seattle, and boy, I am sweating. I think that'll definitely be interesting. A huge Russell Wilson fan as he went to Wisconsin, and I follow Wisconsin Badgers, so I'm excited for that. And of course, we got the Hawks starting in
30 seconds.
Yeah, really
showing
quick, really soon.
Showing highlights of Game 3. Corey Crawford going off. Love it. So the Hawks hope to even up their series. That'd be fantastic. Hopefully they do by the time you're listening to this, but hopefully the Bulls get back on track. They play Friday night along with the Blackhawks. They both play at the same time, so that's going to be a little bit of a workout with the clicker trying to find the recall button. So, yeah, that's going to be Thoughts from the Bench, episode 9. You can find us on Twitter at ShyBenchThought. And on Facebook, you can message us on Facebook, like our Facebook page, Thoughts from the Bench on there. Shoot us a link. Shoot us anything you'd like us to talk about. Shoot us a question, anything. We'd love to hear your feedback on the podcast, and hope to see you back here. We are going to take off, but next week we'll have a brand new episode. So for Austin and myself, peace out.